What's up, guys? Welcome back to Daniel Talks Football right here on YouTube. I am Daniel and we are back with another video. Well, Hassenhuttl has been sacked by Southampton, or will be sacked soon. And in this video we are going to be talking about what's happened and who could replace him at Southampton. Before I do get into the video, I need to ask you to subscribe to the channel down below. Also, like the video and comment who do you think should replace Ralph at Southampton, and was it the correct decision to sack Mr. 9-0? Also, please go over and follow the Instagram and the TikTok Daniel Talks Football on both. Ralph Hassenhuttl has been sacked by Southampton following a 4-1 loss to Newcastle on Sunday. This is according to a report from The Athletic, which breaks as of recording on Sunday evening. However, this is going to be going, so yesterday evening as of you listening to this. It's not 100% sure when the decision is actually going to be made yet. According to Dan Sheldon, it's either going to be made during the World Cup break or before their clash with Liverpool on Saturday. However, Ralph is going to be moving on from the football club. After the game against Newcastle today/yesterday, Ralph came out and said that he's made a lot of decisions in his time at Southampton, yet thankfully he doesn't have to make the decision about him being sacked. Furthermore, he, in exactly like this, I cannot say the effort wasn't there, but in the moment we are not taking the reward for the effort on the pitch. To me, that does sound like a dead man walking. And after 3 wins, 3 draws and 8 losses so far this season with a goal difference of -12, it does look like the Austrian is going to be sacked from the States. 12 points leaves Southampton in the relegation zone, below sides such as Everton and Bournemouth, whereas, you know, one win really takes them up to... One win can take them up 14th. Yet Ralph hasn't been good enough, and if you look at the kind of players that Southampton have in this squad at the moment, you know, they lost 4-1 to Newcastle. They're not that bad. People in the squad like Gavin Bazunu, a very talented goalkeeper, Kyle Walker-Peters, Duja Kaleta-Carr, Livramento, I know, has been injured, but still a very good player. Salisu, Bella Kotchap, Aribo, Ward-Prowse, Lavia, who, you know, Chelsea wanted to sign for 50 million on deadline day. Sekumara, Edozie. This Southampton side have a lot of really, really good players, and Ralph clearly wasn't getting the best out of them. It's a shame because I like Ralph Hassenhuttl. I really do like Hassenhuttl. I think he's a very good manager at the end of the day. But he's just not quite good enough for the Premier League. You know, this is a manager that, again, has come through the Red Bull system. And usually any manager that comes through the Red Bull system, they've got pedigree. They're a good manager. You know, you're seeing this with Jesse Marsh at the moment as well. Ralph wasn't particularly playing the Red Bull way at the moment. I understand that. But he's a good manager, yet this Southampton job is just a little bit above his level. He can go and take a job like Augsburg in the Bundesliga, that's just the side off the top of my head, but go and take a mid-table Bundesliga job and you'll do great. But this Southampton job, I think, ever really since you've been looking at the 9-0s, the job's never felt safe for years. Ever since he beat Leicester, Leicester beat him 9-0, that his job hasn't felt safe at all, and I do think that he will be moving on, and I personally feel that it's the correct decision, even if I do like the manager. In terms of replacements, I should say in this somewhere, I'm currently looking at an article for the new manager odds. Yeah, I can't seem to find the actual odds anywhere. That's strange. Alright, we're going to have to look elsewhere then. But no, I think at the end of the day, it's the correct decision. And it's a decision that's had to be made. In terms of who could replace him, there's a lot of available coaches on the market right now. You know, I'm scrolling through Transfer Market. Who in here could possibly do the job? I mean, Steven Gerrard's available. It's not particularly something that I would recommend, but Steven Gerrard's available if that's something that Southampton wants to go out and do. Somebody like Tedesco, available after getting sacked by Leipzig. Rafa's available. Bruno Lage's available, obviously. Bielsa's available if they want to give some really high-tempo football. You've also got somebody like Joachim Low available, who hasn't been in a job for a little while. Peter Bowes as well. People like Ranieri and Hodgson, if you want to go. You know, Scott Parker's also available, obviously. there are some very good managers that are available. For me, I like Parker. I think Parker could be an interesting option for this job. I also really like the idea of Steven Gerrard. I think one of them two could be I just like Tedesco, to be honest. So one of those three, Tedesco, Gerrard or Parker, I think could be a very interesting option for the Saints. I like Tedesco's football a lot. So personally, I think Tedesco is going to be the man I'm going to put top of the list. Then I'll put Parker, then I'll put Gerrard. I think Parker's a very good manager. It just obviously didn't work out at Bournemouth. Partly because of his want to sign new players, which Bournemouth weren't going to go out and do. The Southampton board have options here, and you'd presume if they were looking to do this in the World Cup break and they've thought about this, it's not a rash decision. It's the right decision for me from the Saints board. As I say, they've not been good enough so far this season. If you look at sort of their last 4 fixtures, I know they beat Bournemouth, they drew versus Arsenal, but a loss versus Palace and Newcastle, as well as losses in here to teams like Everton, like Villa, like Wolves. These are teams they're competing against this season. If they can't beat them, then they're going to seriously struggle all year. This squad's a very young squad, I think it's fair to say. A very, very young group of players that isn't particularly used to the Prem. You look at players like Sekou and Bella Kopshat's impressed, but again, he's not particularly used to the Prem. Bazuna's impressed, but again, not particularly used to the Prem. They've got a lot of new players in there who are young, 21, 20, 21, 22, who need a manager who can guide them while possibly also bringing in some experience in January. They need someone who can come in and score goals. That's what this Southampton side needs at the end of the day. And I think they will go out and do that in January. Could you get Brozier on a loan? I seem to be putting Brozier for every side in the Prem at the moment. But could you get Brozier on a 6-month loan if Potter isn't going to start playing him a little bit more? It's a tough one, but I mean, I can go into the stats a little bit more. 24 goals conceded in 14 games. They've only scored 12 to combat that as well. 1.7 goals conceded on average per game. Only 1 clean sheet throughout the whole year. It just hasn't been good enough really for this Saints side, and it's the right decision. Ralph Hassenhuttl has been sacked by Southampton. Who do you think will replace the Austrian at the Saints? Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you all for watching this video. It's been a very quick video. It's very off the cut. The news has literally only come out half an hour ago as of recording. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Please like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you all again next time. See ya!